Very good morning, students. Today we are going to see the second point of the lesson, that is from garrison town to empire, means the expansion of the Delhi Sultanate. They had small towns. From that they are becoming like empire or big kingdom. They are making, and that is the we can say, in another words we can say, expansion of Delhi Sultanate. They had small towns and fortified towns. From that, how they are becoming the name of Delhi Sultanate. And we want to understand some words, basic words of the lesson. First one, it is garrison. Garrison. What is garrison? A fortified settlement with the soldiers. The if this is the small city are having the fortification of that with the soldiers. Like that, small towns are known as settlement is known as the garrison towns. Means like school will be there, education facilities are there, then health facilities are there, what all things they need according to that time. Means we are saying about 12th century, according to that time, what all things needed for them, that things was available in like that settlement. The next one we want to understand hinterland. What is hinterland? The land adjacent to the to a city or a port that supply it with goods and services. If it is a city, this is the middle city with fortification, and nearby area some people they are living, they are giving goods and services to the settled people in the town. Like that group of people, we are the means that nearby a land who is giving the agriculture land, and there some what we can say, the soldiers exercise ground, like that things was there altogether, that is known as the hinterland. So we are going to see first the map we will see. And we already said in the second lesson that time, India, what we are saying here, India means not only India, what we are saying present India. We can see the map here downside. Here we know, here it is just after Gujarat we want to make the division of India, but it is extended to this area also. Means this is Pakistan, and just after that Afghanistan, like the different areas are there. And Punjab was a bigger one that time, and in the division of India and Pakistan that time, it is divided into two. Western Punjab went to Pakistan and Eastern Punjab to India. So when we are saying about here the India or subcontinent, you want to understand 4 5 countries together, it was known as India. And we can see the places, what which areas they was made under them. We can see from Kajkot, that is part of Afghanistan. Then here Indus River and Multan and Narendra, sorry, Nandana, then some rivers, Jalam, Ravi, Satluj, like that, rivers of branches of Indus, and altogether we are calling it Indus River. Then if you are moving to the north, means eastern part, we can see it is reaching to the end of the what we can say, Ganga River. That means the Banaras, present Varanasi, up to there it was. We can see the development of Delhi Sultanate in the starting itself. Let us read the lesson, then we will understand better. In the early 13th century, the control of the Delhi Sultanate rarely went beyond the heavily fortified towns occupied by garrisons. Means the town was occupied by the garrison town, means under the leadership of we can say soldiers, under the control of soldiers, the towns, like that it was and the Delhi Sultanate, they never went out of that one. They was keeping in the towns as it is with the help of garrison or soldiers. The Delhi Sultan seldom controlled the hinterland, the nearby areas, which all people or areas they are giving goods and services to the city, that was under the control of Sultan, and they were therefore dependent upon trade. Means they are having the trade because they are giving goods and services, so very good trade relation was there. And tribute or plunder of the supplies, they are getting enough supply from the people, those who are helping them. Then controlling the garrison town is distant Bengal and Sindh from Delhi was extremely difficult. We can see here in the picture, this area is known as Sindh area, and this area is Bengal area. And from here to here, if the control was under the control of Delhi Sultanate, and the control was here in the middle Delhi. So it was very difficult to control them sitting here and controlling to Sindh up to Bengal. It was difficult. So what they done, that we are going to see. So the rebellion, war, and even the bad weather could snap fragile communication routes. When the king's messenger is going to both area, to Sindh as well as to Sindh to Bengal, that both area from here to there, we can see that one they are getting different problem, rebellions of the people, those who are living in between, and war between the in between area, those who are living in between area, or the bad weather. It may be storm or heavy rain, or the very hot summer, like that. Different weather conditions also affecting the people, affecting the messengers. So the communication was very difficult, the communication route was getting difficult. The state was also challenged by the Mongol invasion. Means the Mongol, we can say like that, Mongol people, here we are saying about they came from Afghanistan, but we can see the Mongol people mainly, we can see the one of the physical feature of the Mongols are the small nose and white, means light heighted, and fair skin, straight hair, like that. When we are thinking about Mongols, we can see that people, they are living in China, Japan, Korea, that side. And that people there, that Mongols, they came through Afghanistan, maybe because of the presence of West Everest, Mount Himalaya. They can't reach directly, so they went to Afghanistan, from there reached to here in India. So that was another one problem what they face, the Delhi Sultans they face. And by governors who rebelled at any sign of sultan's weakness. When the some of the sultans, many sultans are there, we have seen that one in table 1. In that we can see some of the sultans, they are having some weakness, and the governors, they are touching that weakness and making the rebellion against Delhi Sultanate. The Sultanate barely survived these challenges, because it was difficult, because the Mongol people, they are coming from Afghanistan outside, and in between bad weather they are facing, and at the same time the governors, they are themselves are fighting against the king. So it is very difficult to overcome these challenges. Its expansion occurred during the reign of Ghiyasuddin Balban and Alauddin Khilji and Muhammad Tughlaq. Three kings, famous kings, was there who made the expansion of Delhi Sultanate. That is Ghiyasuddin Balban, then Alauddin Khilji and Muhammad Tughlaq. Again, coming part, you want to study about Alauddin Khilji and Muhammad Tughlaq. Many times we will say about him, about them, what they said, what they done. The first setup of campaigns along with the internal frontier. They made campaigns with the internal frontiers. Means those who are standing with the king of the Sultanate aimed to consoling the hinterlands of the garrison town. The people, those who are ready to help the king, that made a campaign together, and they was what they thinking, they want to take full control of the hinterland, those who are giving support to the garrison town. During this campaign, forests were cleared, because when we are looking at the map, we can see here in between small forests are there. Everything they cleared, because they want to make together as a single country, and at the same time they want to improve their agriculture. So what they done, they cleared the forest, and that is nearby Ganga Yamuna Dam, and their hunters, gatherers, and peasants, they expelled. To them the Delhi Sultan, they given trouble, and even they taken away from their own habit where they was living, and the land was given to the peasants. That land given to the peasants means agriculture people, with the for what, to encourage agriculture. So what we are saying, the people, how the Sultanate expanded, not going directly to the war. Instead of that, they are clearing the forest, and with that they are expelling the people, those who are living there, throwing them to out of that area, and giving that land to the peasants, or those who are the farmers, interested farmers, to encourage the agriculture. Now, fortress towns were established to protect trade routes and to promote regional trade. For what they made all these things? To protect the trade route. They want to do their trade properly, because the what all things they are taking from Delhi or Sindh area should reach to Bengal area, near to the Bay of Bengal, or to Gujarat area, like that. That was the condition. So it should reach, means the, to Arabian Sea it should reach. So for that purpose, what they done, they to protect the trade route, as well as to promote the regional trade inside the, they want to, means what all things they are making in Sindh area, that should come to Delhi, or what they are making in Delhi it should go to Awadh, and what they are making in Awadh it should go to Bengal, like that. In internal trade also want to develop. For that purpose they made all these things. Then second expansion occurred along with external frontier. Before first what we said, that with internal frontiers inside the near inside the area, and now they are thinking about external outside the area what they are having. And the military expeditions into the southern India, they are coming to South India, and they are whose time it was the time of Alauddin Khilji. And we can see the map here, in even they are reaching to here in Madras or Tanjavur, like that area where the Pandavas, Cholas was ruling. Last chapter we have seen that one, the Tamil Nadu king, Chola king, and his areas under his control, and these all areas was under his control. Whose control? This is the campaign area, and from there there is one center spot. From that they are reaching to other areas, and like that they are reaching to other parts of the country, even especially to South India, even to Tamil Nadu they reached. And the Sultanate armies captured the elephants, horses, slaves, and carried away the precious metals. Four things they was taking. When they are capturing one area, they are, when they are defeating one area, what all things they used to take with them? Elephant, horse, slaves, and the important precious metals. It may be some, gold or silver, like that things they used to take from the that particular area. So we will continue in next video.